Welcome to Trent Park Hockey Centre for today's Premier Division fixture between Southgate and Wimbledon. A very warm welcome to Wimbledon, where players, coaches and supporting staff. It's great to have you with us. The rain's gone. the hockey's about to start. We've got 20 minutes to go until pushback for this phase 2 fixture. We'll be going through the team sheets in around 10 minutes, but until then, do head into the bar, get yourselves lubricated. We've got some lovely drinks for you, and at half-time we've also got pork and cheese, courtesy of our president, Mr. Dickie Beechner. So do head inside the clubhouse for pork and cheese at half-time. We'll be getting going at exactly 5 o'clock, so looking forward to a fantastic game here at Trent Park. It's Premier Division fixture between Southgate and Wimbledon.
Hello, good afternoon. It's Saturday 24th of February. We're here at Trent Park Hockey Centre for today's Premier Division fixture between Southgate and Wimbledon. It's an overcast afternoon. It's been raining here in North London, but the clouds have now let the sun come out vaguely, and the spectators are gathering here in the famous Southgate balcony for what's set to be a cracking game of hockey between two teams in the top 6 of the Premier Division. Wimbledon coming up from South London via a trip to Vienna last weekend for some indoor action. They had a weekend off. Southgate had a tough game against Hampstead Westminster in a 4-2 loss at home, so disappointment there for coach Quan Brown and his side. Game's pushing back here at 5 o'clock, and we'll go through the team sheets very shortly for you. teams out there warming up, balls pinging back and forth. It's great to have some of the top players, lots of internationals on both sides, so it's all set to be a rip-roaring game of hockey here under the darkening skies of Southgate Hockey Centre. You'll find us up near Enfield, so just inside the M25 on the Piccadilly line, all the way up to Cockfosters. And the teams today are going to be lining up as follows. We'll try and show you and bring up the Southgate team. There we go. So for Southgate in goal, you've got the South African international Anton von Logerenberg. Number 3, Jack Middleton. Number 5, Rob Gill. Number 7 is the boss man himself, Quan Brown. Number 10, the captain, John Stellini. Number 11, Matthew Ramshaw. Number 14 is Curran Soffert. Number 16, the Kiwi, Richmond Lum. Number 17, Simon Walker. Number 18, the goals machine from Trinidad and Tobago, Teague Meccano. Number 19, you've got the GB forward, Will Calnan, new signing this year for Southgate. Number 21 is an EDP player, Ali Douglas. Number 22, recently put onto the main programme at GB and was featured out in Argentina in the recent FIH Pro League games. That's Rohan Bowie. Number 23 is Charles Hamilton. Number 24 is Archie Foster. And number 28, who came into the squad a couple of weeks ago, making his first team debut, Rob Shearer. They're coached by Quan Brown, and he's assisted by Hugh Stevens and Dilek Gilks, managed by Simon Parker and David Stevens. For Wimbledon, a few tired legs after a busy weekend, but they line up as follows. We've got number 3, the GB player, Jack Waller, who will be captaining today. Number 5 is Jack Turner. Number 6, Ian Sloan. Number 7, returning to Southgate via a spell at Exeter, another GB and England player, Duncan Scott. Number 18 is Evan Kimber. Number 9 is Rhys Bradshaw. Number 10, Rory Patterson. Number 13 is Eddie Way. Number 15, Sam Hooper. Number 17, Ben Fox. Number 18, Ewan Gilmore. Number 19, Ben Francis. Number 21 is Johnny Lankford. Number 26 in goal is Connor Greentree. And number 30, also in goal, Ore Ogunlana. 32 is Callum McKenzie. They're coached by Carl Stagno, managed by Charlie Newsom. Sophie Milne is their physiotherapist, and they're assisted with all that by Mark Robinson and David Haller. So we've got 10 minutes to go here. Teams warming up, going through their corner routines. We'll let you sit back, get some tea and coffee, or something stronger if that's your desired. Tippelham will be with you for pushback very shortly. So this is Southgate versus Wimbledon, Premier Division England hockey fixture. Southgate reaching for a 5th place finish potentially. We've got a bit of work to do. Wimbledon, meanwhile, really pushing. They had a fantastic 5-0 away victory at Paddington Rec against Hampstead Westminster. So on paper, after also beating Southgate at home before Christmas, should look like Wimbledon are favourites. But with Quan Brown, you never quite know. One thing's for certain, we've got a game of hockey on our hands. So we'll be back with you very shortly, 5 o'clock for pushback, just over 10 minutes time.
both teams, starting with our visitors from Wimbledon. And Wimbledon today line up as follows. Number 3, Jack Waller, who's captaining the team today. Number 5 is Jack Turner. Number 6, Ian Sloan. Number 7, a warm welcome back to Southgate to Duncan Scott. Number 8, Evan Kimber. Number 9, Rhys Bradshaw. Number 10 is Rory Patterson. Number 13, Eddie Way. Number 15, Sam Hooper. Number 17, Ben Fox. Number 18 is Ewan Gilmore. Number 19, Ben Francis. Number 21 is Johnny Langford. Number 26 is Connor Greentree. Number 13 is Oriol Ganlana, being goal. And number 32, Callum McKenzie. They're coached by Carl Stagno, managed by Charlie Newsom, physios Sophie Milne, and they're assisted by Mark Robinson and David Horner. Very warm welcome to Wimbledon. We wish you a fantastic afternoon. And we look forward to seeing you in the bar afterwards. To Southgate, and the team today lines up as follows. In goal is Anton von Logerenberg. Number 3 is Jack Middleton. Number 5 is Robbie Gill. Number 7, Bossman, KB7, Quan Brown. Number 10, Captain John Stellini. Number 11, Matthew the Ram Ramshaw. Number 14 is Curran Soffert. Number 16 is Richmond Lum. Number 17 is Simon Walker. Number 18 is Team Coach Meccano. Number 19 is Will Calnan. Number 29 is Ali Douglas. Number 22 is Rohan Bowie. Number 24, Archie the Shed Foster. And number 28 is Rob Shue. They're coached by Quan Brown, and he is assisted by Hugh Stevens and Dilek Giltz. And Southgate are managed by Simon Parker and David Stevens. Our umpires today, we've got very special occasion. We have Andy Higgins celebrating his 300th National League game. An amazing achievement. We'll come on to doing a little bit more about that in just a few moments. He's going to be umpiring with David Monga. The match official is Dawn Tucker. 5 minutes now till pushback for this Premier Division fixture between Southgate and Wimbledon. We'll be getting go very shortly. So make your way out onto the balcony and we'll be getting going very soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, the time's nearly 5 o'clock. It's time for some Premier Division hockey here at Southgate Hockey Centre. Thank you all very much for coming down. We wish you a great afternoon. We're going to get the teams out in just a moment. But before we do that, just to welcome and say a huge thank you to our stars of tomorrow, our Paw Patrol, who today are Ed Buckle, Gabriel Commons, Luca Behrens and Alexander Hyde. They'll be manning the sidelines and getting going. But as I mentioned, we've got a very special occasion today because we're going to be welcoming out our umpires, who will be led by David Monga, and celebrating his 300th National League fixture, Mr. Andy Higgins. He's going to be leading us out, and I want you to put your hands together. Welcome our magnificent third team, David Monga and Andy Higgins. 300 league games. Congratulations, Andy. You'll be here celebrating it at Southgate. And our Ball Patrol, and they're followed by the teams Wimbledon and Southgate.
So the time is 5 o'clock. A warm welcome to this Premier Division fixture here at Trent Park, Southgate Hockey Centre. Southgate versus Wimbledon. Teams just going into their pre-match huddles at Southgate in their red shirts, black shorts. Near the camera, further away, Wimbledon in their white shirts, white shorts. The umpires today, David Monga, and celebrating his 300th National League fixture, we've got Andy Higgins, who just walked out to a big cheer from the Southgate balcony. An amazing achievement. We've got the dulcet tones of Sandstorm, which you can hear in the background. Wimbledon currently sitting 4th in the Premier Division, Southgate at 6th. They have yet to win a game, Southgate, in their first 2 games in this Phase 2 game. Wimbledon, on the other hand, came out hard out of the blocks with a 5-0 win against Hampstead Westminster a couple of weekends ago, and more recently were in Vienna for an indoor European Club Championships where they finished 7th. And now both teams head to face each other at this famous place for hockey. Spectators to my left and right assembled slightly above the ground, looking down. And now we have Wimbledon starting with the ball. Quan Brown's going to be looking for a response after 2 games, first against Surbiton, which was a very tight 2-0 win. And then last week a 4-2 loss at home to Hampstead. And with that, the whistle's gone, the game's away, and Wimbledon have the ball. Waller there, the GB international, passing it back. There's Ben Fox. Picked up by Johnny Langford, and now immediately on the offensive, picked up there, intercepted well by Archie Foster. But he's turned over well there, and Wimbledon immediately into the Southgate D, pulling it back. Captain John Stellini with a crucial touch as Quan Brown immediately on the front foot, passing it to Will Calnan. Driving hard, really showcasing his pace. Cuts back immediately past Jack Turner and straight into the D at the other end to end in the first minute. As Teague Meccano really putting on the pressure to the Wimbledon defensive line. But Wimbledon easily away. Johnny Langford, though, tag teamed up by Stellini and Soffert. And umpire Higgins blows for a Wimbledon free hit. And immediately, two GB players in combat, Waller and Calnan, most recently away at Oman for the Olympic qualifiers, where they find themselves on the same team, but today they're standing off either side, and that's a fantastic takedown there from Ben Fox, straight into the D, and our first penalty corner of the game. Umpire David Monga. And that is a strong start there from Wimbledon. Southgate conceded 2 penalty corners in the final quarter last weekend against Hampstead Westminster. Matt Gies-Brown from top D punishing them. 2 clinical finishes, one right in the top right, the other bottom right. Can Wimbledon repeat that and get themselves an early lead here? You've got Waller on the injections, 2 castles. Just waiting for the players to get into their PCD kit. And they are set. Waller with the injection. Steps forward. Quickly out goes to the left castle, flies in, and did that hit the post or that on Kwan? Either way, Southgate managed to see the threat off there, and Bowie now on the ball, sending it out. Beautiful sky here at Southgate tonight. A bit of rain earlier, so the pitch is nice and damp, doesn't need for much watering before the game. And Archie Foster there, former Nottingham player, joined Southgate this year, moving it on to a Southgate player, Robbie Gill, who's been here for over 10 years, worked his way up through every team in the club, and now fullback with Quan Brown. And he's under pressure now, as that's Gill just on the outside of the D, marshalling Sam Hooper. And another penalty corner immediately. Southgate really under the cosh here in the opening blows of this game. So it's their first season back in the Premier Division, Southgate, this season. Did well to make the top 6 after a pretty strong end to their campaign before Christmas. But as we saw with the scores between top 6 and bottom 6, there's a bit of a gulf at the moment in English hockey. Some huge score lines. I think there was a 13-1 at one point. The likes of Holcombe and Surbiton, old Georgians. And then Wimbledon, Hampstead, Southgate. Now all competing after a great game last weekend at Surbiton, between the 2 teams vying for pole position. Back to Waller on the injection here. Sticking with the left castle. Low flick, well saved by Logerenberg. It comes up for the rebound. And a vicious reverse, missing everything and the goal. And Southgate throw off their PCD kit. There we go. Straight at Van Logerenberg. Pretty easy save there. And you have to be pretty brave, as Jack Waller was there, to try and fend that off and get it in the goal. They're coming at the rate of knots, those balls. Brown on the ball to Foster. Foster there to former Leicester Loughborough man, Bowie. Again, a new signing this year at Southgate, and making his first steps as a GB international player. Plays in the screen largely, but can also appear in the attacking midfield of the Southgate lineup. And now Ian Sloan, they're driving the ball forward. Another of our international players on display today. But Wimbledon straight back in the turn, and that has gone into the goal. First goal of the game, first blood drawn by Wimbledon. And it felt like that one was on the cards. Southgate starting slowly here. There's a raft of substitutions coming off. You can have a look at that again. Yeah, goal scored there by number 7, Duncan Scott.
Number 7, Duncan Scott, scores Southgate 0, Wimbledon 1.
Now, can Southgate reply quickly? They did last week. Matt Ramshaw immediately replying when they went quickly down early on in the second quarter. And now, ball with captain John Stellini, passing it up to Simon Walker with a crash ball hard into the D. And Robbie Gill there, was Curran Soffit looking for the touch. Soffit joined us last year from Nottingham. Made a massive difference. This team has got a motor and an engine like nothing else. And appears all over the pitch any one moment. But it's Wimbledon now. Ball with Way. Back shadowed there by Hamilton. Nicely up onto the stick of Evan Kimber. Into the D, but it's well taken. And that's Soffit there, showcasing exactly that engine. But into the foot of Jack Turner. And Southgate beginning to wake up a little bit. And well intercepted by Brown to his Trinidadian international teammate. Tig Meccano playing very deep at the moment. Under the cosh, Southgate, from this experienced Wimbledon team. Ball out to Patterson. Patterson down the line to Way. And a bobbly ball right up, and Logrenberg slightly mishits that, and that's Rob Shearer there just keeping that ball in and well out to Richmond Lum. He puts it straight onto the stick of Eddie Way. So Rob Shearer debuted for the Ones team in Surbiton a couple of weekends ago. And this is looking dangerous, right across the face of goal. And that's almost falling there for Connor Greentree. Gill on the ball. Ramshaw now up and playing very high, up into the Wimbledon D. Shearer to Bowie. Bowie shapes. And that's aerial ball. Volleyed up by Hamilton, finds Ramshaw on the D. Ramshaw sends it across, and well marshalled there by Ogunlana. Ogunlana, former Surbiton player, helped win them their bronze medal in the EHL 2022. And yet to concede in 2024, outdoors at least. And that's Charles Hamilton there, just shepherding the Wimbledon fullback. A huge aerial there that manages brilliantly brought down. Played up to Duncan Scott again, but reverberates back to Will Calnan. And now Southgate on the counter-attack. Lum on the ball. Cuts back inside, finds Bowie. Bowie down the middle, straight into Calnan, who draws the foul off Callum McKenzie. McKenzie, a Scottish international, debuted in 2018 against the United States, also in the GB under-21 setup. He's played for Cannock when they were in the Premier League some time ago now. Real dearth of northern teams in this Premier Division at the moment. got Beeston. And of course, University of Nottingham. But Bowden doing well in Division 1 North. Be good to welcome them back up to this top flight. Some great hockey clubs up in the north of England. Rowan Bowie coming from one of the Midlands, Leicester Tigers. So that's Waller on the ball now, just turns back. Patient play from Wimbledon. To Eddie Way, now it's Brown. Brown and fires the ball up, and it's Calnan one-on-one now with Ogunlana. He takes him left, he turns, he's past him on the reverse, and some great defensive play there from Wimbledon. Possibly Calnan taking a little bit too much of an angle on. A great ball though from Quan Brown to find Calnan. And umpire Higgins having some words there. Southgate's first really good chance, and Calnan will probably be disappointed with that when he replays it. But Ogunlana did well to draw him wide, but now the ball with Shearer. And the Wimbledon ball. Fed out well to Kimber. Back to Scott. And turned over. Middleton though, straight back to Scott. And then transferred round the back, and Wimbledon reset. Great step though there from Simon Walker, who finds Jack Middleton, who finds Ramshaw, top D, and he fires it, and he never fully got hold of that one. And Ogunlana left untroubled. Ball to Brown. Brown drops his shoulder, draws. Pretty nasty challenge there from Gilmore, and he's still going. Straight back in. Finds Calnan, and you can hear the Southgate balcony unhappy with that one. Some real physicality though, as just out of your, well, just in the middle of your screenshot. Bowie and Johnny Lankford in a pretty strong collision. But the umpires say play on. Lankford now on that left channel. Back to Mackenzie. Really great, strong drive in now on his reverse. Picks up Brown, and long corner. Wimbledon looking really dangerous down that left-hand side. Southgate patient there as we near the end of this first quarter. Lots of chances at both ends. Southgate slightly disappointed. Wanted to start faster than this. But the key thing is they're finding chances. Walker there. Back to Gill. Into the screen and to Bowie. Fires it up to Soffit. Well picked up though by Scott. Sends it out now. And here Wimbledon come again. Ben Fox doing really well. Finding it. There's Scott again. He's everywhere at the moment. In a battle with Shearer. Still though it's Scott. Picks him up by Brown. Into Van Logerenberg, and David Munger awards the corner, the third corner of the game. A few words there. Brown giving his opinion. Still, little chat as the knee guards go on. So they've gone to the left-hand castle, both of the first two penalty corners of the game. On the stroke of the quarter time, it'll be interesting. Will they change it up? Music from Jaws ringing out here in Trent Park as Brown joins his defensive unit. It looks like it will be number 14 Southgate doing the number 1 running here. Both teams are set. Waller on the injection. This time they go right, and yeah, too early there. Umpire Munger says he's going to have to do that one again. And Southgate's running back. So this is dangerous for Gate with just 3 of them. And very well run down there by both Robbie Gill and Quan Brown, sending it off. Real pressure here for Southgate. Just 3 defenders. Gilt opportunity for Wimbledon to ram home the advantage. It's Johnny Langford to the left on the stop. But it's unusual. Waller slightly missing that, but he still got it. Can they get anything on the bounce? No, it's a lucky escape there for Southgate. Solid defending and a bit of luck. Players cry out 40 seconds. Can Southgate try and level this up before the whistle rings out? Brown, bouncing ball to Gill. Out to Foster. That plays it into contact. But now Wimbledon have the opportunity. Ball to Patterson. And it's back to Sloan, and the umpire's whistle's blown. And the score at the end of a fascinating first quarter, Southgate 0, and the visitors Wimbledon 1 goal coming from former Southgate junior player Duncan Scott. Southgate, a couple of really good opportunities, first coming from Will Calnan, the second from Matt Ramshaw, but neither finding their way against the backboard. And you can see there are stats courtesy of Bella Priestley. Wimbledon with 63% of the possession, 9 circle penetrations. Southgate with just 37% possession and a third less penetrations into the Wimbledon circle. Both of them a couple of shots. And Wimbledon with 5 penalty corners, so they'll be unhappy with that. Quan Brown's really keen to try and get his team believing that they can take on these bigger teams. It is Southgate's first time back in this Premier Division for over a decade. The last time these sides met was, I think, in 2014 in Premier Division combat. So it's a long time for 2 of the bigger beasts of English hockey to meet. They go back a long way. Southgate formed and founded in 1886. And for a long time were a dominant force in English hockey, and then spent some time in exile in Division 1 South. Almost, in fact, getting relegated the season before Quan Brown joined. And then from there, it's been a rise up through the ranks into this Premier Division. Now into the top 6. But they'll be looking to get something out of this game. And you see Connor Greentree now on the ball, on the halfway line. Whistle blows, and the game's afoot. Waller put under pressure. Rory Patterson there by Southgate, but he does well. And now back to Waller. Mackenzie's there on the right. And a nice little feint there from Rory Patterson as Brown comes straight through Connor Greentree. Waller now surrounded by Southgate players, but he somehow gets round, lays it off to the right. Richmond Lum doing well, getting past Callum McKenzie. Wimbledon coached by Carl Stagno, who's also head of hockey at Whitgift School. Had spells at East Grinstead and Surbiton, but he's been at Wimbledon for a while, taking them up to the EHL. And recently in Europe with their indoor, facing some of the best European sides in Vienna last weekend. So some quick adapting for Wimbledon from the indoor in the shed to the outdoor hockey as Foster finds Meccano, but under pressure from McKenzie. Ball falls back to Jack Turner, and now it's with Duncan Scott. And now Southgate go. Foster had Hamilton easily on his left, but he chose to cut back inside. And there, Brown stepping, but Greentree, Beethoven, Waller, straight, hard on the attack, slightly didn't connect with that on his reverse. And an easy save for von Logrenberg. Stellini there under pressure, turned the ball over, back to Turner, Turner to Waller, great ball from Waller onto the left-hand side of the D. Now they're running up the baseline. They're appealing for a corner, Wimbledon, but umpire Munger's having none of it as it's fed out from Simon Walker over on the left of your screen. But Wimbledon have the ball. They feed it back around. Strong pressure here from Wimbledon. Turner lays it back. Wimbledon content to bide their time. Patterson's a trainee solicitor. Works for Travers Smith, also in the Irish national squad. Made his debut in December 21. Also played Rory Patterson for Southgate rivals Old Louts in his early career, and was picked up, I think, by Carl Stagno when he was at Whitgift School. As play has resumed in the interim, and Andy Higgins just stopping time there. Players just catching their breath as we just check. See the temperatures beginning to drop as the sun fades up in North London. Coats being put on around me. So, as I mentioned before, we're up on Southgate's balcony, which overlooks the pitch. Where just 3 paces behind me there is a popular bar, which means that spectators are coming in and out with a ready supply of beers and coffees and teas. Makes for a great atmosphere, though. And a big aerial ball there. Scott not happy, but Foster was pretty well set there as the receiver. Brown on the ball. Brown, 46 years old. I think the player, should we say, most mature in the Premier Division of English hockey. Bit of a legend of the sport. He was 18 when he first captained Trinidad and Tobago. And was playing for Southgate when he first came over back in 1998. And then he left to join Canterbury. And from there, the rest is history, with spells at Canterbury, East Grinstead, Hampstead, Westminster, taking them all to fame and glory. Can he do the same for Southgate? That is the question. They're going to be needing to beat teams like Wimbledon with any chance of that. And at the moment, Wimbledon have got the rub of the screen. Ball back to Waller now, looking for Way. And now, bit of contact there between Hamilton and the Wimbledon player. But Bowie fires a big aerial, looking for Richmond Lumb, who picks it up nicely at the edge of the D. And he's pushed over by Ronan Taggart. And Tig Meccano nearly looking to put that one past Ogunlano. But umpire Higgins signals free out. Southgate beginning to get these chances. Last weekend against Hampstead Westminster, they were 2-1 up going into the final quarter. And then Hampstead managed the rare accolade of having 2 circle entries but managing to score 3 goals. Much to the disappointment of the home support. And a great ball there from Shearer to Bowie to Hamilton. And Hamilton will be disappointed with that. Southgate edging their way into this game. Oh, great ball out there to Way. Way's a former GB under-21 international. Also a first-class mechanical engineering degree from University of Birmingham. Now up to Gill, Gill to Bowie. Walker, Bowie. And a big crash ball that from Bowie, trying to replicate the first Southgate goal of the season, where he linked up with Daniel West at Cardiff with the most magnificent ball that Daniel West picked up and collared into the Cardiff goal. But that occasion, it didn't work, and Southgate reset. This is the amazing thing about this Premier Division of English hockey with, Jack Middleton just interrupting me as he finds Soffit. Soffit now driving hard. Tag team though by the Wimbledon defence. And the ball patrol being called into action there over on the sidelines. Southgate Juniors doing that. Interesting that Charles Hamilton, who is just sitting down at the moment, but was himself a ball patrol at Southgate almost 10 years ago. There's pictures of him. And now he's taking his place in the Southgate first team. But it's Wimbledon again, down that left hand. Brown really sticking close to him. And a bit of afters there. And Manga calls it in the way of Southgate. Trenchant defending from Kwan, who sends a high ball out, but it is well picked up, easily picked up there by Johnny Langford. Langford to Ben Fox. Ben Fox to Jack Turner, sorry. But it's Calnan, who links up with his GB teammate Bowie. And Bowie, a beautiful ball, finds Middleton. Middleton, Old Merchant Taylor's hockey and PE teacher. He was with Southgate for a while, took a season to win an EHL bronze medal for Surbiton before returning last year. But now it's Waller. Waller, really nice, shaping left, passing right. And then straight into the foot of Robbie Gill, Evan Kember. Really smart play there. And it is English hockey, defined by the governing body as semi-professional. Quite what that means. Certainly means that most of these players that you're seeing here not paid a salary, and they all juggle day jobs, with the exception of most of the GB players. And they have to fit in intensive training, working as solicitors, engineers. Charles Hamilton digs holes. And once again, the Jaws music rings out. The sun has faded. The lights are on, and this is Wimbledon's 6th penalty corner. And umpire Munger almost Looks with derisory nod at the DJ there. Not a fan of the Jaws soundtrack, but it's off now. Ewan Gilmore injecting, going to the right, Castle. And not quite making the most of these corners, Wimbledon, at the moment. They'll be wanting a better conversion rate than this. So once again, two Castles. Gilmore on the injection. This time going to the left. Fired in. Good save there from Van Logerenberg. Saved again, and somehow it goes in. And that is a hammer blow for Southgate. 2-0. There it goes. It falls straight across through Brown, and somehow Waller on the back post. Score now, Southgate 0, Wimbledon 2.
And a goal for Wimbledon, the score Southgate 0, Wimbledon 2.
They'll be frustrated, Southgate. Beginning to really work their way into this. And that ball somehow found its way, I think it was to Waller on Anton's right post. And they now have a 2-0 advantage. But in the away game, Wimbledon managed to go 3-0 up early in the first half. And Southgate drew it back to 2-3 before Wimbledon just eluded them in the final quarter. Can they do the same again? Work their way back into this game? They're currently looking reasonably comfortable for the visitors. And that's really good play in the circle, but it falls to Meccano, who slips, passes it back. And Meccano now away. He's through, sends it back to Soffit. And a slightly ugly ball there, just finding a deflection, turning it over for Wimbledon. Southgate asking for that, but umpire Higgins calls it the way of Wimbledon. Now ball back to Way. Way with a foot race there, Ben Fox and Calnan, which Calnan just about wins. Gill now. Bowie, one of his big balls. He didn't quite connect there. He's disappointed with that. Just looking for Soffit. And now Wimbledon go again. Southgate slightly making it easy. Maybe benefit from just making some simpler connections at times. It's Brown now. Brown to Stellini. John Stellini been a fixture of this Southgate team for the better part of a decade. Soffit drawing a few stick challenges, spotted there by the experienced umpire Higgins. And now it's the captain. Picks it up, moves it to Middleton. Middleton crashes the ball in. It fills in, and somehow Meccano just couldn't quite get it past Organlano. Again, Southgate needing to make the most of those chances. Now, Wimbledon under pressure from Southgate, brilliantly picked up there by Turner. But it falls back to Southgate. Soffit shipping it right to Richmond Lum. Finds Middleton. And then nicely out to Soffit. Turns on the burners. Lovely skill, but it puts it straight onto the Wimbledon stick.
Johnny.
foul there by Middleton. Gives the ball to Waller, who fires an aerial ball really nicely out to the edge of the circle. Now just looking at the Southgate bench, it looks like Ali Douglas, who's new signing this year, possibly may have picked up an injury in the warm-up because he's yet to appear on the pitch, which will frustrate the Southgate players, forcing a bit of a shift around of their lines. Douglas been out recently with the GB under-21 squad in Malaysia, Sultan of Johor Cup, where he plays as a forward with GB, but Brown has him playing as a half-back most of the time. The intention, I think, this week of having him in the high midfield. That's a great ball in from Wimbledon that wraps the score, and to angry cries from the Southgate supporters, umpire Munger has awarded penalty corner. And Southgate really feeling the pressure now as we near the end of this first half. So Southgate keepers Anton, 26 caps for South Africa in the indoor, 13 outdoors. And of their Olympic qualification, he'll be heading out to Paris over in the summer. And in fact, for Anton, as he's played 12 finals in his career, and he's managed to win all 12 of them. Cries from the Southgate bench of "come on, Anton," as he faces the Wimbledon attacking threat. Right Castle, big hard flick, and a brilliant, was that off the postman? He's saying that was off his glove, and it was the head, helpfully informed by someone watching. If we'll watch that again. So we now have it was Middleton's head, we think. That is, and now we have the first penalty flick of the game. Quan Brown scored one last weekend. It looks like Captain Waller, is he stepping up? No. And he nearly got there, but he's left on his haunches, von Logerenberg. And Wimbledon 3-0 up. And Southgate have got a bit of work to do now.
And the score now, Southgate 0, Wimbledon 3.
So this steady pressure from Wimbledon is built, and they've managed to build themselves a healthy lead here. They're going to make Southgate really work for this if they're going to have any hope to get back in. That's Brown sending a bouncing ball in, looking for Ramshort, but it falls unkindly. And that's Gilmore, draws a challenge from Middleton. And Turner now on the break, putting left, looking around for support, finds it. And a ball with lots of pace, but slightly lacking on the radar front. As umpire Higgins blows the whistle. Half-time here at Trent Park. The score is Southgate 0, and the visitors currently in charge of this game, Wimbledon with 3 goals. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with you very shortly. Can Southgate get their way back into this contest? been a tricky first 2 quarters there for the home side, and Quan Brown will need to see if he can rally his troops and turn this game around. So that's 3-0 here at half-time, and we'll be back with you very shortly.
Validation comes, so giving it back to the people now. Sing this song and they
So welcome back. About to get the second half underway here at Southgate Hockey Centre. It'd be interesting to see what the coach has said at half-time. Carl Stagnay for Wimbledon, Kawan Brown now on the ball, the player coach. Not an easy thing to do at this level. Let's see if he can kickstart a Southgate recovery. It's got really chilly the last 20 minutes or so. Reminds us we are still in February as Middleton. It's an easy ball right into the heart of the Wimbledon defence, and now Wimbledon counter. Waller has been pretty much everywhere in this game at the moment. That's a brilliant turn. Such quality. But Shearer picks that well. Shearer's electrician, running the London Marathon this year. How he's finding the time to train for that, as well as training he's doing for this first team at Southgate. Hatter supporter Rob Shearer has lost his captain at Bedford, but he's come back to Southgate after a few years away. He's done well to work his way into this very competitive team. Southgate men's twos currently sat in the Premier Division of the London League, and they're away at Wayfarers, desperately trying to work their way into the National League. And that is a horrible ball right into, somehow Graham Brown managed to pick that with his stick and not with his crotch. And he lays a huge aerial up, trying to find Calnan, who has had a really nasty collision there. Is that Waller? It's an aerial ball that, as Calnan went to play, looked like Waller went straight into his space and received a blow to the head, but he seems to have got up pretty quickly. Made of tough stuff, these hockey players. And it is Waller now straight back into the game. And here come Wimbledon. Big slap pass, brilliant, finds Scott. And again, a pitch perfect, leaves Lum on the deck. And Brown putting off some brilliant challenges. Grant Brown's asking his players, where are you? Where are the leads? But he finds Walker, who finds Calnan. And that into Turner. Turner, another GB international, an England player. Was called up in 2017. He's also played for University of Durham. And that was a wonderful Ian Sloan reverse hit. And Rob Shearer, really brave to stand in the way of that shot from Ben Francis. And Calnan now right the other side of the pitch. Right underneath the camera there. Firing a ball over onto Middleton's reverse stick. Under good pressure from Ben Francis, but Middleton's frustrated there. He's asking, where is everyone? But somehow he finds Bowie. Under pressure. Ship that to Waller. And Waller still going. That's a brilliant ball, well saved though by the South African international Van Logerenberg. And Southgate breathed a sigh of relief. Again, Waller just such a playmaker, able to find space, put passes of pinpoint accuracy. That's Middleton now. You can just see the frustration beginning to show in these Southgate players. The game's not getting their own way. And Bowie now looking to find Ramshaw on the back. Not quite got the legs on that aerial ball from Bowie. And that ball a bit too ambitious for Ben Francis. Now back with Stellini. And Robbie Gill will not be happy with that. Really allowed Ewan Gilmore in, and that ball right across, picked up by Kwan, somehow keeps it in. And then calmly out to Bowie. And one of Bowie's big crashes, but he's earned a bit of territory as Soffit runs up the sideline. Bowie in support now on the ball. Bowie chooses infield, finds Calnan, finds Ramshaw, who's given a bit of a push there. Southgate supporters crying for a corner, and a thunderous reverse strike from Ramshaw, but easily saved by Ogunlana. Southgate's first bit of sustained attacking pressure in the game. Another shot, but not enough to trouble Ogunlana unduly. So still 3-0 here. Southgate looking for a goal pretty quickly if they want to properly challenge in this game and make Wimbledon sweat a little bit, as at the moment it's all going the visitors' way. And that's Evan Kimber there, pushing it back to Ian Sloan. Sloan's comes from a real hockey family, both his parents internationals. He's also a former captain of the England team, Sloan. He's known as Mr. Hockey. Knows pretty much everything there is to know about the game. And now Brown encouraging his players. And there's to Foster. Might just be this player advantage now. 15 to 16 players. In intensity of this level, it can be difficult. Will we see that toll? But for now, Southgate continue to attack, and Bowie juggles the ball, pushes it back. He's still going. He's there still. Round everyone. He fires. Amazing that from Bowie, and still he goes. He's still got the ball. Oh, that was an outrageous bit of skill from Rohan Bowie. How he kept going through a flood of Wimbledon players, do not know. And another save from Ogunlana. Southgate at the moment being undone by solid goalkeeping. And now are Southgate's tails rising? Ball with Waller, a massive slap through the lines, finds Kemba, Kemba feeds it back to Turner, who cuts inside, hammers it in straight to the stick of Meccano, and now can Southgate counter. Wimbledon player straight into him, but it's brilliant there from Meccano, playing slightly deeper, possibly today, with Ali Douglas off, but he's racing now up into the D. As Stellini, the Southgate captain, feeds it down the left to Soffit. Soffit at full pace wins the hit and taken quickly. Ball with Lum, back to Brown. Brown. So rarely does he lose the ball, even when under pressure like that. Now to Gill. Stellini fires a really difficult ball at Richmond Lum. So Richmond Lum, our New Zealand or the Southgate New Zealand player, won the New Zealand national title twice. He's also played at KHC Leuven in Belgium, but he joined last year, immediately got injured, which is hugely frustrating, I think, for him. But he's been a solid presence in the team this year, and that is Soffert in a shoulder-to-shoulder collision with, I think that was Connor Greentree. And that's Rory Patterson on the ball. Patterson also first-class degree history from Durham. Smart fellow. And that's a great ball to Duncan Scott. Really finding those channels to work down Wimbledon at the moment. Just really using their goal advantage. That's a lovely dink there from Greentree. And Shearer is having a good game, Shearer. Or they say that's well out, if that's what he meant to do. And that's Patterson. It's a reset. Umpire Munger. Patterson back to Sloane. And a lovely aerial ball from Sloane. Perfectly weighted. And a Southgate ball. So over halfway through this quarter now, Southgate. Just the one real shot from Ramshaw, plus something extraordinary from Bowie. And there's Stellini, finds Shearer. He's got Middleton in front of him, but he finds Ramshaw, who goes straight in hard on Way. Way looks dazed, or is he just annoyed? It's hard to tell, but Middleton now has the ball. Such a physical game at this level. That's Southgate number 3, Middleton, in his easy-to-spot orange shoes. And the classic Quan Brown drop of the shoulder as he drives up hard. Still he goes, but he's given a chance there to Duncan Scott, and Duncan Scott is breaking. It's Scott against Gill. Gill's with him all the way. Gill takes, and Robbie Gill's cheered by the Southgate supporters there. Brown talks about winning races, and Gill managed to win that one against Scott. And that's a fantastic turn into field from Calnan. But he looks frustrated, Calnan, there, either at Richmond Lum or himself. But they did not connect. And now Wimbledon take a breath. And a hard, flat aerial. And a lovely dink back through the legs. All fed out wide from the D. Wimbledon put it onto the stick of Matthew Ramshaw. He's working both ends of the pitch at the moment, Ramshaw. And that's with the Wimbledon captain, Waller. At the feet of Ian Sloane. And Wimbledon are mustering their forces now. Building sustained pressure. And Southgate urgently trying to work their way back into this, but they're meeting some pretty staunch opposition. And a really high aerial ball. And Lum and Ben Francis both competing for that ball, but it went the way of Wimbledon. And now we have our first penalty corner of the second half, 12 minutes in. Francis started playing for Swansea Bay Hockey Club, and he's represented Wales under 16, under 18, under 21 level. He's also played for Exeter, Reading and Crefelder, so he's Real senior player, Francis. 100 caps for Wales. And umpire calls time off. And I think we've got a bit John Williams playing now. Not quite sure that's the mood. But the crowd are loving it here. Particularly the Wimbledon supporters at the moment. And that's a firm injection, and the flick comes in, and again hits Middleton, and again he kicks his things off because that is another penalty flick. Although, is Munger signalling something different? Are the umpires going to have a chat? Is this the second penalty flick? That's certainly what's been called. And it looks like that is going to stick. So this is looking like Ian Sloane coming up to take this. And that's frustration for the home side. Brown calling his players over off the camera shot at the moment. But right now, can Van Roggenberg keep this out? And Sloane will be frustrated there. So Southgate still in this. See the replay there. Yeah, and Roggenberg guessed which way and had it well covered. So that's good from the Southgate keeper. And now Kwan thinks an aerial, and yes, Waller encroaching on Bowie. And Brown simply out to Foster. Meccano under pressure. Holds firm, moves it, tries to find Hamilton. A dance down in the corner. Falls away, back to the visitors, and that's a ball to nowhere. Callanan and Ball Patrol just having a chat with the mates, and didn't see that one coming. And they kick it slowly back to Brown. Brown calls to Hamilton, and Brown shouts at the umpire, and the umpire doesn't listen at all. And he's now, yeah. That was a card now to Curran Soffert, who goes for a sit down. Green card, so just a couple of minutes. Southgate players are now down to 10 outfield. Sam Hooper moving it to Turner. And Meccano doing really well on defensive duty. And to Sloane. Sloane tackled by Bowie, and now the ball with Callanan. And now Brown steps up. Can he inspire this Southgate team? But Meccano slipping, and the ball falling to Waller. Over to Reece Bradshaw. He's really well tag team there. Lots of hard defensive work from this Southgate team. They're just not finding the rub of the green, and a ball on to a reverse, and an absolutely extraordinary save from Van Roggenberg. And with that, the quarter time, no goals, and Southgate still yet to score. The score is Wimbledon 3, Southgate 0. Brown's rushing to speak to the umpire. We'll have a couple of minutes. Can we ask for a thrilling final quarter? Can Southgate get back into this game? It's a bit one-sided at the moment. All is to play for.
So the score at the end of the third quarter, it's Southgate 0 and our visitors Wimbledon with the 3-goal advantage. As we approach the final quarter, Southgate and Wimbledon supporters are reminded that we're going to start our Corney and Barrow Most Valuable Player Award. This is a balcony and supporters vote, so my colleagues will be coming up and down, taking your vote for who you believe to be worthy of winning the Corney and Barrow wine. So have a look at your matchday programmes. It can be a Southgate or a Wimbledon supporter, and the winners will receive their prize in the bar after the game. So that's the Corney and Barrow Most Valuable Player Award. So have a look at your programmes, and as I say, the player who wins will be presented with some very fine wine in the bar afterwards. But now back to the game, and the score: Southgate 0, Wimbledon 3.
So here we go, back to it. Southgate working a bit more possession in this second half at the moment, 47%. And Meccano finds captain Stellini, who in turn finds number 28, Rob Shearer. Brown clearly frustrated at the end of that quarter. Stellini now. Turns, tries to lay it down, but gets turned over, and now Meccano is racing back. Wallace screaming down the left. And Connor Greentree, that was. Bit more fire out here immediately from the off. Hooper overlapping there with Turner. And a lovely dink from Bradshaw, looking to find his colleague. But the ball currently with Turner, plays it, finds Turner again, back to Sloan, massive slap hit, crossfield. Wimbledon just really good at this patient build-up play, carving out the gaps and the space. And Van Logerenberg, he's let in 3 goals, but he's also played really well this second half. And yeah, another slight blow received to that Wimbledon player who's down on his haunches. And time back on. Big old aerial up into the North London sky, taken down superbly by Stellini, who whips it hard in, looks for Ramshaw, but just seen off. Really searching ball that from Stellini. Ramshaw waiting to pick it up, didn't quite get to him, but now it's Brown. Brown looking for Meccano, not quite making that connection there. Wimbledon will be happy just to let this clock run down. Don't want to be conceding or letting Southgate any chance, and that's a fantastic effort there by Connor Greentree, diving full stretch to pick that up on his reverse. Brown to Gill. Into the screen to Middleton, who turns. But that's too easy a ball right through the middle. down Evan Kimber's throat, and now it's Greenslade. And right on the edge of the D, yet another Wimbledon corner. Frustration for Southgate. Slightly quiet, I think, now from Southgate. They'll need to really try and find a bit of inner steel, bit of inner fight, work their way in here. Try and get something out of this game, even if it's not 4 goals to win it. They need to find that free-flowing confidence we saw from them earlier on. Calnan, the halfway line, clapping his hands, cheering on those that are going to be running out hard here. So Middleton's getting into position. He's the ball hit his head already. Tough job on the post, but it's a hard injection out to the right-hand. Castle brilliantly run down there. Soffer and Hamilton. And Brown and Hamilton saying that was definitely off the hand. Superb piece of running though. See this again here. Look at the pace on that injection as well from Gilmore. Really good. And Gill and Hamilton just closing any avenue off at all. It is a difficult job, and they go again now. And a brilliant save from Van Logerenberg. Really good teamwork from Southgate. And under pressure, that was... They'll be pleased with that when they review that. Have a look at this. Slightly speeded up there. And that's a shot. I think it's that. And now Middleton. Foster. Wimbledon stepped to meet that, but again he gave the foul. And now it's Bowie. Back to Brown. Brown pivots to Gill. Middleton out to the right channel. A difficult touch which falls kindly from Shearer to Lum. Lum now crashes her ball in, but that's easily picked up by Wimbledon. Play it down on the baseline, right into the corner. A long way from where you're looking at it, the camera there. But the ball has been released hard. And Southgate looked like, had they taken off? No, they haven't taken off Van Logerenberg. He just was kicking off some PCD kit at the other end of the pitch. And Brown fires a cross-field aerial ball. Went between Ramshaw and Lum, but it was searching enough to go out for a sideline ball. And Bowie back to Gill. Brown asking for it, but he won't be happy with that one. He had to stretch a bit too far. He somehow holds it. And that's Callum McKenzie going for a sit-down. Bit too vigorous a challenge on that occasion. So Middleton, top of your screen, is on the ball. Bottom of your screen. And as we're just stopped time, Van Logerenberg is now walking around the edge of the pitch. It's out of your shot, so Southgate are now playing 11 outfield players. They took off Van Logerenberg at the end, but still 10 minutes to go in this quarter. So Southgate rolling the dice. Lum picks it up. And still Southgate yet to win a corner in this game. Some frustrated Southgate supporters can be heard. And Waller dinks it off, and Wimbledon get to reset. Another big aerial dancing up into the skies. So Wimbledon yet to concede outdoors in 2024. Can Southgate change that now? Ramshaw, frustrated, holds his hands out and go, I was here. Ramshaw signing last season, moved with Kwan from Hampstead Westminster. Played and scored on his England debut, Lee Valley. So Southgate now back into defensive mode, but they're pressing hard ball with Hooper, plays it down the line, but Brown reads that everywhere. That was Kimber and Brown. Brown finds Shearer, Shearer into Middleton, and a great ball out to Lump, who controls it well. Turns it, Middleton. Strong ball finds Brown. Brown is looking for his players, he's looking for those leads. And there's unforced errors not helping Southgate. And somehow that was Simon Walker managed to turn that around. And it's Shearer again now. Good ball to Stellini. Stellini still battling. Finds Meccano. Lovely bit of skill from Meccano. Dinks it over to Lum and was trying for a corner, but it's just a long corner. Southgate still without a penalty corner. As another ball flies in. And it was a long corner, but no umpire. Munger signals. It's a 16-yard hit. Wimbledon back on it. Clock running down. 7 minutes now. Southgate still goalless. Wimbledon content with their advantage. And a reminder that there is no keeper in the Southgate goal. Brown. That's a good ball, finds Lum. Lum, he didn't look though. Soffit jumps up and down. Close but no cigar and no goal. Still Southgate search. Sloan. And that's not going anywhere but off. Southgate ball to Bowie. Stellini to Foster. Foster's been playing really well the last few games for Southgate. Particularly great game for Subden. He puts a really searching ball in. It eludes Hamilton. They're creating the opportunities. They're just not quite finishing them at the moment. So with the current state of things, it is likely that Southgate, if they lose here, will almost certainly finish in that 6th spot, despite having a game next week against Old Georgians. And that is a great ball in from Bowie, who sends it to Foster, who tries to volley it into the goal, but he misses it. And Bowie just slightly asking possibly for better there. And if that is the case, and Southgate will meet Wimbledon again in phase 3, almost certainly, along with the winners, who we suspect will be Old Georgians, and then one of the teams who will be coming up from the bottom 6, as the 7th and 8th place will join the top 6 for phase 3, which takes place from mid-March onwards, before we get to the playoffs in April. So it's a bit of a complex league structure, but it does make for some exciting games. But for Southgate, at least, there is no threat of relegation now. They're truly safe, so this is all for experience if they can't quite find the results. And they do get the chance to play now against the top 6 teams in English hockey. But those teams do not make it easy. And that's Walker, who's still running the lines, working hard. Southgate using the man advantage well. And now Middleton right onto the baseline, looking for a foot just outside. And a ball had reached Walker in a good position. He had Callan to his right. Umpire Munger calls it back. Brown takes it. Gill fires it out to Walker. Walker under pressure, but he cuts inside onto the D, but he puts it straight onto the stick. And a bit of strong language there from a Southgate player, oozing its way up high into the Knights. And that's really good from Walker. Walker to Ramshaw. This is a chance now for Ramshaw, but it's Walker still going. And there's a corner finally for Southgate. And Southgate have a chance to make their mark on this game in a meaningful way. Their corner routines haven't been wholly clinical, as they've come up against some very strong keepers. Mazzarello, Surbiton putting in a blinding display in goal 2 weekends ago, and Reynolds Cottrell, the Welsh international, proving the nemesis last weekend. How will Ore Ogunlana fare now? You've got Meccano on the right, Castle. Ramshaw looks like he's on the left, Castle. Or are they lining up with 3 with Archie Foster? Looks like 3 Castles being set. They go for the left one, and it's Ramshaw. And somehow that was kept out. And that's Bowie, sends it onto Patterson's stick, and Wimbledon get to counter. Southgate using this man advantage well. But we are now approaching the final minutes. Southgate putting on the press. Hamilton looking to cut that. Wimbledon choose the aerial option. Southgate fighting, but that's really strong. Way on the ball. Picked up. Way trying to connect with Scott. Fails. Finds Middleton. Middleton now running through a lot of players. And finds the foot of Jack Turner. Calnan, some lovely skill. Looks to find Meccano. Meccano then tries to get something on it. Just not quite getting the first touch he would have liked. And still Southgate seek this elusive goal. But it's Wimbledon at the moment. Plays it out to Scott. Scott under pressure from Stellini. He's happy to run the clock down. Stellini goes in with a challenge. Finds the stick. And now it's Hooper. The Wimbledon 15. Lovely ball there. Shepherded by Shearer. Brilliant turn from Kimber. And now he's got Hamilton and Shearer putting him under great pressure. And it's a Southgate ball. We really are in the death throes of this game. Foster now, lovely ball, finds Hamilton, who picks it up. And don't think that was a pass, but it sort of worked. Hamilton shoulder to shoulder. Sorry, it's Middleton shoulder to shoulder with Kimber. And it's Calnan. He's got Meccano. Meccano tries to go through the stick of Waller, and he doesn't get. And another big aerial. We've been using a lot of Smart's here, and now it's Ramshaw. Ramshaw's got Soffit flying in hard. Ogunlana came out to meet him, but it was placed too ambitiously in front of him. Sort of sums up the game for Southgate this evening. Bramfield will be disappointed as the final whistle blows on a game of hockey that promised much, delivered 3 goals for the visiting side. Southgate down on their haunches. Congratulations to Wimbledon. They walk away with a solid victory. Again, clean sheet. And they'll head back to South London very happy with that. Southgate will regroup. They go next week to Old Georgians. Another away fixture, their second. We'll leave you with the stats. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been great to have you with us. Thank you also to Michelle Joubert, who's been running the video for us. To Bella Priestley, who's been doing all the stats, putting up stats you can see in front of you, and for the team here at Southgate. Next home game here will be on the 9th of March, where we welcome Holcombe back to Trent Park. But for now, thank you for joining us. We'll see you again very soon, and enjoy the rest of your evenings.
And the final score this evening, Southgate 0, Wimbledon 3. Congratulations to Wimbledon. It's great to have you back at Southgate after an absence of nearly 10 years, and we look forward to seeing you in the bar afterwards. Thank you all very much for coming. And to remind you, there'll be a presentation for our most valuable player in the bar afterwards. Bar stays open late, so do stay on. Enjoy the hospitality. And we'll see you for our next home games over the coming weeks. We've got a double header on the 9th of March, where our women's play Halston Magpies and the men's team face Holcombe. That's the 9th of March, which is followed by a Caribbean night. But until then, enjoy your evenings. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again very soon. As the Southgate players come over.
I want to be the keeper left.